Hello, I am Mellen Kennedy, and it is my delight and pleasure to serve as the minister for the Springfield Meeting House in Springfield, Vermont. And we are in the middle of a gratitude challenge, the ThanksLiving challenge. And I want to share with you the wisdom and observations of my friend Delia, who is also doing a gratitude challenge this month. Delia lives in the Atlanta area. She's originally from New York, and she and I met actually online. We haven't met in person yet through a group called the Atlanta Spiritual Community, which meets regularly online for book discussions. And I am convinced that gratitude is a fast track to God, to the source, to well-being, whatever you want to call it. And you and I share that perspective, Delia. And so I was so interested when we were on a call recently. You said you are doing like a month-long challenge on gratitude practices daily, and I'm just so interested to hear more. You've told me a
Mhm,
little bit about what you've been doing,
mhm,
just to
mhm.
hear more about what you're doing and what it means to you. So welcome. I'm so glad you're willing to be with us, Delia.
Thank you, Mellen. Thank you for having me. Yes, I started a month ago, started with this gratitude challenge. Actually, it's a workshop that was developed from the book called Magic by Rhonda Byrne, who is also the writer of the book The Secret.
Uh-huh.
And so just by serendipity, I had tuned into this particular minister who had offered this work to us. And so I started it, and it's really, really very simple. So it starts off with listing 10 things that you are grateful for each morning. So you make a list of them and then you reread them and say
Mm.
thank you for each of these 10 things. And initially, believe it or not, I struggled with it. I said, well, okay, I'm thankful for, but as you continue to do it, it just becomes this I mean, this scripting almost, that you're doing, and you're saying to yourself, yes, I am so thankful for. I'm so thankful for. And the thing of it is that you start off with thanking yourself for all of the haves, all of the physical stuff that you have. But eventually, if you continue doing it, you start thanking God or source or spirit for life. And then it becomes almost like a subtle something that you just are so grateful for. And of course, she adds different exercises each day to that basic exercise. So then you start like walking and saying, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mm.
Or you start making lists of things that you want to see in your life and saying thank you for having them, though they've not appeared yet, which is another wonderful way to have your dreams realized because, Abraham Hicks also talks about already saying thank you for all the things that you want in your life, even though you haven't seen them. And so this has just been an expansion this whole month
Mm.
of this gratitude, knowing that source is all there is. And it's such a feeling, high vibration feeling. It really, really is.
So,
Such a
so
high vibration
you're
feeling.
kind of toward the end of it now, huh? You've been doing it for a while. Can you just
I
talk just a little bit louder? I just want to,
Sure,
yeah, great.
sure.
Or maybe my volume's low. Yeah.
Uh, I'll put
Oh,
my
oh no, oh,
volume
it's
up.
me. It's me. My volume's low. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Hmm.
That's cool. I hear you
Yeah.
better now. Sorry.
Yeah, so I'm last couple of days of it, and I'm now we're talking about manifesting,
Mm,
really, really working on manifesting. And so you're thankful for whatever it is that you want to see in your life. You're using visualization
mhm.
techniques, visioning techniques. You're and you know and you feel you have to add feeling to it. That's the other
Yeah,
piece of this.
yeah.
It's that feeling aspect that has to be there, so you know it, you feel it. It's not just an intellectual thing,
Right,
not
right.
just a mental. You have to bring it down to your heart. And so that's the work, is making sure that, or not even making sure, because at this point I've been practicing enough that I can bring up my feeling state easily,
Isn't that
and
great?
I do. It is, it's a wonderful, sometimes I'm in here laughing to myself. I said, because
Oh,
I feel so good. I feel so good. And I know that everything is working. Everything is
mhm.
working for me. Everything is coming toward me. All that I desire is here, present now.
It feels kind of like keeping the circulation going. When my heart is in a place of gratitude, and I'm in a lot of spiritual traditions, the left side is the receiving side, and the yin side, and the right side is the yang, or the outgoing, the expressive side. And
Hmm.
so that's why I'm using these gestures, that we're always receiving every moment of every day. The sun
Yes,
is shining
yes,
right now. I'm not making it
yes.
happen. The world is turning.
Hmm.
People
Hmm.
who I don't even
Hmm.
know are starting to grow food, which I will eat months from now. It's all happening. And so the gratitude practice of taking, sort of like taking it in and being like, wow, I am so blessed. I am so fortunate. And then it makes it easier in a way to give, and just kind of let it flow through me, and just trust.
Hmm.
And when I give, just knowing like, okay, it it's a circulation of love, of objects, of energy, of food, of money, whatever. In gratitude, it's almost like um, it facilitates that process, that flow. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And speaking to that, that's also why it's such a great first step in prayer. Because just as you said, if you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, you're worried, whatever, just saying to yourself, look at this. The world is turning, the sun came up, food is growing. Look at the grass. Oh my goodness gracious, the buds are coming up. Recognizing all of that has to, just by its nature, lift your spirit, take you away from that feeling of concern, worry, doubt, whatever it is that you're going through.
I love what you shared with me earlier about with the synchronicity. That I
Hmm.
are there really coincidences, or are we part
Right.
of this magnificent flow? That you're taking this class on prayer, and what's what's a 6 week
The
class?
first.
Here we have you started last night, and what's the first lesson? With
Yes.
Michael Bernard Bethwick's group, the Agape International, which is a fabulous organization.
Hmm.
So I just love that, how
Hmm.
it just here, as you're kind of winding up your 1 month challenge, and then here's another angle on it. I loved hearing about that,
Yeah.
the power
Yeah.
of prayer in that way.
Yeah, again, it's as if source is saying you're on the path. You're on the path. Here, let me give you some more.
Isn't that great?
Yes,
I
and
love
I
it.
said, "Oh, wow, isn't that amazing?" And it's not as if I've not heard any of this before,
Hmm.
but it's always as if it's new again.
Hmm.
It's new again, and it's because I guess because you're hearing it from a deeper place.
Hmm.
And so it
Yeah.
strikes you, just as with all my books, I don't get rid of any of the books because when you reread a book, you get something new and different. You read that sentence before, you thought you understood it before, but now it just seems to have a deeper meaning.
I love what you said about awareness, that we have the power of our awareness, our attention, what we do with it,
Mm,
but we're so often careless, and we let our attention wander to things that are unpleasant or unhelpful or negative,
mhm.
and then we can get ourselves depressed or upset or unbalanced or angry or whatever. But it's an inside job. With the gratitude practice, we can constantly shift our awareness, and just to even realize my awareness is a gift I have, and what I do with it changes everything, every moment of my life. And it's, I mean, it's so simple but powerful to recognize when I put my attention on the blessings, everything
More
around me
keep
shifts.
coming.
Yeah,
More keep coming.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's like a magnet in a way,
Hmm.
you
Yeah,
know.
more keep coming, more keep
Yep.
coming. And you see things that you just because you are in that place and space, you start not to see those other things that are distracting and
It's
crazy
beautiful.
or what other people, you go, oh, really? Oh, really? That's what I mean, oh, really? Oh,
Hmm.
okay. All
Hmm.
right.
It's, oh, I
I,
love it.
I guess sometimes I'm in la la land. I don't.
I'd rather be in La La Land with you, Delia,
Yeah.
than in.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
because we're constantly being whipped up into anxiety by the media and all of that, and fear. It's a poison, and to really develop a gratitude practice, it's like an antidote for all that.
I say to myself, Delia, you have to be linked into what's going on in the world, So I subscribe to the New York Times. I said, if I'm going to read anything, I'll read the New York Times. Okay. So I get the feed, and this morning I opened up my Google and I'm reading, and the headline says, "New virus already growing." And I go, what, what, why? Why do I want to know a new virus? I haven't gotten over the old virus yet. What is it? I don't know. And I said, so why am I subscribing to this? What benefit is that going to do me? So that I should start worrying now that a new virus is growing, and
Delia, I have a spiritual teacher who told me, or years and years ago, that the only reason to tune into the news is to know what to pray for. Isn't that
yes,
great?
yes,
It's like not to get worked
yes,
up about it, not to get anxious, but
yes,
to take it in, and realize,
yes.
okay, I'm not powerless in this,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
to do the prayer from a place of power, not like, oh, prayer of, oh no, we have a new disaster, help us, that doesn't help at all.
Hmm.
But what
Hmm.
you were
Hmm.
describing in that the 6-step process, from the Agape International, of starting with gratitude, so to know,
Hmm.
to respond to the upsets, the anxieties, the fears, whatever the disasters in the world, we're not powerless. We are not
No,
powerless.
no,
In the
no.
energy of aligning, aligning the heart in gratitude, and then putting energy out through prayer to the places that are imbalanced and are inharmonious, in states of distress. It actually has an effect on the world. And personally, I think this is a really amazing time to be on the planet, because like you were saying earlier, when we were chatting, um, you're able to go on Zoom and join this prayer class in California and get the benefit of that. And you and I met,
Right.
through the Atlanta,
Yeah.
even though
Hmm.
I don't live there. And so we can
Right.
avail ourselves of all of this. And there are so many people around the whole world who are engaging in spiritual practices, who are recognizing how crucial my daily gratitude practice is. As I raise my vibration, I bring it out into the world. I
Hmm.
I, I heal the world by my presence, because I'm coming from that wonderful place. It's an inside job, and it matters.
I mean, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I think Zoom is amazing in that I can meet with, I call it light-minded people, because I'm just meeting so many light-minded
Oh,
people. Uh,
Light, light, Light. Oh,
yes,
that's
yes,
beautiful. I
yes.
love it.
I I'm just, so that's another wow for me. And the fact that one of the things that they kept emphasizing after gratitude comes the realization step, which, not the realization, the recognition, which is that God is. Because someone also brought up the whole, Ukraine situation, and how do you reconcile your prayer and being uplifted and being grateful when all this other stuff is going on. And it just comes back to knowing that God is, and God is all. God is all.
Mhm,
So we don't necessarily know as humans why what is happening, but we just have to stay centered in that position that God is, and
mhm,
that yes, the sun still comes up,
mhm, mhm.
things are still growing, life is still ongoing. It's amazing.
Isn't it though?
And if we
I'm
can
getting
stay
teary-eyed again.
there,
Oh,
yes, and if we can
yeah,
stay there, if we
yeah.
can stay there and bring that light and all of us together, and I'm realizing how large of a community we have become because, 40 years ago, I wouldn't share this with anyone because they were, you're a little, you know. But now there are so many people and we're so linked. Thank God we're
Mhm.
so linked
Yes,
that yes, we
yes.
can raise that vibration. We can.
And we're doing it. It's happening.
And we're doing it. We're
Yeah,
doing it. So
yeah.
that's where we have to stay focused. So, that New York Times article, I just immediately just okay. All
And
right
and
then.
and gratitude is the a key first step in this, and being
Absolutely.
a healing presence in the world, being a being of light, being a a person who is helping.
A beneficial presence in the
Exactly.
world in whatever way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I kept beating myself for a while. Well, I don't have any special skills or areas of expertise, or, I'm not an artist. But can I pray? Yes. Can I bring light? Yes. Can I
Wow.
practice on myself? Because if I'm practicing on myself, I'm raising vibration
Yes.
because we're all connected. We're
Yes.
all connected. So if I'm practicing on me, raising my vibration, isn't your vibration also going up?
It is.
Yes.
It definitely is.
Yes.
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 What a gift to know you. My heart is just full of gratitude and joy, Delia, that our paths have crossed
Uh,
and that you just happened to mention the gratitude challenge groups
yes.
that you're doing and that it has led to a deepening of our connection and friendship. And now through this little video, sharing this with people at the
Hmm.
Springfield Mealing House, way up in Vermont, more than 1,000 miles
Isn't that
away from where
amazing?
you live. So the blessings just radiate out and out and out. So
Yes.
thank you
Yes.
so
I
much.
pray, I pray, I pray that everyone who looks at this, listens to this, takes that step, that thank you, thank you, thank you step. And hey, I know I'll feel it.
Yeah, I definitely do. Thank you, sweetie.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
my heart is full of
Okay.
joy.